when we visited Ogun State, my brother expressed surprise that we even came, because he's the one who should even be leading the effort. And he introduced us then to the Commissioner of Agriculture, who was quite new, and he promised that in in such a short time, we will be coming to witness the launch of Mitros Opada rice. And I'm glad he has delivered on his promise, and he has delivered, as always, on his commitment. And I said that time, as a great disciple of our father, President Muhammadu Buhari, I know that he will deliver. The federal government, this federal government, in the last 2.5 years, recognized that we have to do things differently. And President Muhammadu Buhari, assisted by his able Vice President, Professor Yomi Osibajo, and the Central Bank of Nigeria, took steps to ensure that we begin to fund the real sector so that we can achieve for ourselves those things where we are competitive. And certainly, rice is one of such commodities. The President graciously approved for the establishment of a presidential task force on rice and wheat to make Nigeria self-sufficient in both commodities. And this, for those who are conversant with Nigeria's history, particularly at a time when we had a presidential committee to manage importation of rice, represents such a paradigm shift for a government that is visionary, that is committed to the Nigerian nation. So I'm pleased and I congratulate President Muhammadu Buhari, because I'm sure he will be very, very happy with what is happening here and taking place today. Nigeria is indeed a blessed nation. All the 36 states of Nigeria have capability of producing rice, including, of course, FCT. So with rice, I believe we can achieve what we have achieved even with commodity like crude oil. Because around the world, about 600 million metric tons of rice is produced every year. And Nigeria, we are still at a little less than 10 million. Our land size, estimates by the Rice Farmers Association, which indicated that there are about 12 million rice farmers, suggests that even if an average yield per farmer is a modest 5 tons, that means we should be producing 50 million metric tons, not under 10 million tons that we are currently producing. And I believe we can do this. Over the last 2 years, we have seen yields going up from as low as 1.5 metric tons per hectare per farmer to as high as 9 and 10 tons, which is comparable to yields that are achieved in the best places where rice is produced. So that establishes our competitiveness. People quite often mistake competitiveness as being the lowest cost producer. That is not necessarily so. Nigeria has the ability to produce rice competitively, and currently there is no nation that can produce rice cheaper and deliver it to Nigeria and to be imported properly, and for such rice to compete with that which is being produced by Nigerian farmers. So it's important for all of us to mobilize and patronize Nigerian rice and Nigerian commodities, because if anything, we know how they are produced, we know the safety standards, we know the freshness. compared to commodities whose shelf life is seldom in excess of 7 years, unlike Mitros Opada rice, or Lek rice, or Confluence rice, or Ebonyi rice, or Umza rice, or rice from any other state in Nigeria which is pressed. So there is a need for all of us to support the government and mobilize so that we can patronize what we produce. This achievement wouldn't have been possible without support of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Central Bank of Nigeria recognized that we have to fund agriculture correctly. And the more we fund agriculture, the more the yields will multiply and achieve levels at par with the best in the world. So today, Mitros rice, Opada rice is being launched among other Nigerian brands. And I'd like you of Akbalan summarize the prayer of the royal fathers. What I also hope is that Mitros Opada rice will be displaced like in addition to other Nigerian brands in departmental stores in Japan, in the US, in the UK, because our Nigerian rice is the best rice that can be produced in the world. And I congratulate my brother, and particularly this launch is coming at a festive period. I believe this will contribute in achieving the objective of the federal government, particularly President Muhammadu Buhari, that Nigerians should be able to buy rice, a 50 kilogram of bag of rice at no more than 12,000. And I thank my brother for inviting us, and I believe this, more than anything else, is a testament to the fact that we are getting our act together. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. When the Presidential Task Force on Agricultural Commodities and Production was constituted, they indeed found His Excellency, the Governor of Kebbi State, to be part of that task force. His Excellency Abubakar Bagudu, thank you so much for those words of encouragement. Shall we put it together for him as he finds his way to his seat? Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Governor of Kebbi State. And now,